Good evening. I'm John Holman.
And I'm Lisa Aaron Brown. Here's what's coming up next on Panthervision. Yeah, against all odds, the Panthers are going dancing.
And who says there's no Panther pride?
We did it. We made the dance.
It's a gift worth waiting for.
It was just this amazing moment where it worked.
And it was designed by UWM students using remarkable technology.
And sometimes it's the little things that matter most when it comes to being an inclusive campus.
It's just using the bathroom. It shouldn't be such a stressful thing.
All that and more next on UWM Panthervision.
From the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, this is UWM Panthervision. A weekly newscast reported, written, and produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. And now, the news.
Good evening. The Panthers now know their dance floor and their dance partner.
The men's basketball team and fans gathered in the Guest House last night to watch the NCAA selection show. The Panthers found out they're a 15 seed and will play second-seeded Villanova Thursday in Buffalo.
Oh man, I was starting to get jitters in my stomach a little bit just waiting, but I'm just glad we got the opportunity to make this tournament, and just to go back home for me, it just feels great. I can't wait.
It's really starting to settle in now. Now that we know an opponent, and we get a chance to put some face to the name of the team, and now we have to get to work. Now it's a lot of work here the next few days, but it's going to be fun.
The Panthers made the big dance by winning the Horizon League Championship Tournament.
What made the victory so sweet is the fact that the Panthers were picked to finish last in the Horizon League. The Panthers beat Wright State 69-63. Milwaukee guard Jordan Aaron was named tournament MVP. It was an emotional win for everyone, but especially for Aaron. Before the game, he had asked the team to win the game for his late mother. She died of cancer on March 15th, 5 years ago.
The Panthers brought back two gifts from Dayton, a championship title and old-fashioned school spirit. Panthervision's Blair Hicks has that part of our coverage.
UWM students, faculty, and alumni crammed into the Guest House and the Sandberg Flicks to witness the complete turnaround. With a win in the Horizon League Championship between UWM and Wright State, UWM would clinch a spot in the NCAA tournament for the fourth time in school history. For students, the potential for an appearance in the tournament adds a whole other dimension to the level of excitement.
I'm pretty excited. Since I've been to school here, I've never seen UWM in a title game except for against Butler a couple years ago, so it's pretty exciting.
That enthusiasm has ignited school spirit and has even influenced a few odd game day rituals.
I wore the same shorts, the same undershirt, and the same socks on Saturday night and Friday night when we won the last two games. And I knocked on wood the entire day. I'm real superstitious about sports.
It looks as if he won't be washing his outfit anytime soon. The Panthers win, sending them to the NCAA tournament.
And we did it, and we did it. We made the dance. We're going dancing. Milwaukee's going dancing for the first time in 9 years. Can't believe it.
In Milwaukee, I'm Blair Hicks for Panthervision.
The basketball frenzy is good news for the UWM bookstore.
Interest in Panther apparel picked up immediately after the win against Wright State. The bookstore manager says he got calls, emails, tweets, and posts from as far away as North Carolina. One of the store's top sellers is the Michael Pohl bobblehead. Pohl is a longtime Panther supporter and helps as team manager for all sports. Proceeds will go to Special Olympics. New t-shirt designs featuring the Panthers' big dance opponent should be available at the bookstore today.
It is only the fourth time in history that the Panthers have entered the NCAA tournament. Faculty, students, and alumni crowded into the Union to celebrate the occasion. Panthervision's Kyle Zittel has more.
UWM students and alum came to see it. The Panthers won the Horizon League tournament with only a 0.5% chance to do so and earned an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Coach Rob Jeter couldn't be happier with his team's performance.
I'm so excited to represent the Horizon League, and you know what? It's because of these guys right here. These guys never quit. They always competed, and they are a true family.
And the crowd loves Jordan Aaron, the team's MVP.
Are you guys ready?
And according to UWM Athletic Director Amanda Braun, this win has revived school spirit, and it is here to stay.
What you all brought here today, this pride, showing this here for our team, incredible.
On the campus of UWM in Milwaukee, I'm Kyle Zittel for Panthervision.
Joshua March and I will cover the Panthers tournament game and bring you the story in our next newscast.
UW Oshkosh is taking steps to further protect students after a gunshot was fired at a school dance. After the shot, it took almost 2 hours for text alert to go out to the rest of the school. The university says it's now looking into using metal detection wands at school events. So far, no arrests have been made. No one was hurt in the incident.
Marquette police may be getting more power to enforce the law. A proposed bill would give university officers the same authority as regular police officers. Right now, Marquette's private university officers can enforce school rules, provide security for campus events, and patrol campus. They deal with bigger issues by contacting the Milwaukee Police Department. Mayor Tom Barrett supports the proposal. He says the added force will better protect the public. The bill goes before the Senate tomorrow.
After a tumultuous year, the Student Association is gearing up for elections. Joshua March takes us to the first debate.
We need to have a leader that understands UWM's master plan to bring about a new union. This union is falling apart.
Student Association debates are underway at UWM. However, despite banners and emails being sent out to students, is anyone paying attention? Presidential candidate Ryan Sorensen says that it's going to take a lot of effort on the SA's part to engage with the student body.
Yeah, a lot of students that I talked to and encouraged to come, they said that they just got done with class at 3:15, so they didn't really feel inclined to, come halfway in between, or they had class again at 3:30. So I think it was a hard time for everyone.
Chair of the Student Association Independent Election Commission, Carla Grave, says they have to find a way to get more students involved.
I think this is going to be kind of a long process to actually get students more engaged on campus. Just based on the history of the SA, we've got a lot of rebuilding to do, and I think the low turnout actually speaks a lot to the bigger issue of students being a little bit disengaged all over campus.
Senior Karen Deep Hans says that the SA is changing for the better.
Before it was negative, it's now, as they say, it's onwards and upwards kind of thing. So, the people who've been selected, they're doing pretty much good for the whole system. Before it was kind of corrupt.
Presidential candidate Lavelle Young says that the SA should focus on students first.
I want to increase those efforts where students really know why we're here.
Next up for the SA is a debate on April 1st. In Milwaukee, I'm Joshua March for Panthervision.
The last day of campaigning is April 14th, and polls open the following day. The candidates for president are Ryan Sorensen, who is currently the vice chair of the Board of Trustees, Lavelle Young, who is office manager of the Board of Trustees, and Ryan Dresden, who is a member on the Board of Trustees. The candidates for vice president are Ari Maxwell Stone, Evan Braun, and J.H. Moore. Voting will take place electronically, so look out for an email address to all students from the Independent Election Commission.
UWM is forming a committee to tackle the issues of declining enrollment. As the size of high school graduating classes in Wisconsin declines, the entire UW system is feeling the heat. Enrollment at UWM has dropped from 30,500 students in 2010 to only 24,000 this spring. One of the ideas UWM is exploring is to change course scheduling. UWM isn't the only one facing enrollment issues.
MATC has the same problem, and as Soon Vu reports, administrators are focusing on retention.
The television and video production program is one of the curriculums offered here at the downtown MATC campus, with most of its classes held right here inside the MPTV station. The program focuses on preparing students for careers in the production, operation, and programming in all aspects of television and video. The first year for students can be a bit rough if you're not prepared. First-year student Andrew Lamenzo knows just how intense this program can be.
It's a little bit harder than your average course, so I can imagine that people who join the program, some of them drop out. Those who are really dedicated will stay with it.
J.R. Witt is a returning second-year student. His class during his first year consisted of over 60 students. Roughly 20 are left.
I think to help retain students, the additional open labs that they've offered really has helped this year. I know I've been here on the Saturday lab and also the late night Thursday labs, so that's been a great help to me.
Glenn Riley, the first-year instructor, sees that time management is the biggest issue.
And a lot of times that's the problem with the retention here, is that they can't get the projects done on time. And television is a deadline business, and you got to get stuff done on time. And a lot of times students just can't get projects done because of work and family life. So what they'll do is they'll just simply drop out because they're frustrated.
In Milwaukee, for the MATC report, this is Soon Vu.
The UW-Madison Applied Population Lab forecasts population shifts. They say there will be a nearly 8% decline in the number of high school graduates in metropolitan Milwaukee through next year.
UWM is mourning the loss of a distinguished professor. Jose Fripiat died last month. The world-renowned scientist was recruited in 1986 from France to work at the UWM Laboratory for Surface Studies. Fripiat started his career as a soil physicist, doing research in the Belgian Congo. While working in the Congo, he developed a method to accurately predict water levels in the soils of Central Africa.
When you think about medical breakthroughs, you probably don't think about them coming from a printer, but that's exactly what's happening at UWM. Danielle Staub explains.
A 9-year-old Milwaukee girl named Shay had one wish for Christmas this year, so UWM's Advanced Design Workshop gave Shay a helping hand, literally. Artist Frankie Flood started the project.
Shay had asked for a hand for Christmas. She was born with a birth defect that affected her hand, so that she has no fingers on her right hand. She's got a partial thumb, and she had asked for a hand.
The hand was designed on a computer program called Rhino, then sent to a 3D printer for production. Advanced design student Kayvon helped create the hand.
It's a great experience to have in college. I mean, it's getting you out in the community and actually working with the real client, which is it's a cool experience, and it's interesting to actually have a goal at the end, and you're actually impacting the community, which is cool.
Professor Adrene Blair was with Shay during the first fitting.
She tried it on, it was too tight, there were things that were wrong with it, and I thought, oh, she's surely not going to be able to pick anything up because it's really strong. And by the third or fourth try, she had actually started picking things up, and it was just this amazing moment where it worked.
UWM's success with Shay's printed hand has encouraged students to continue creating 3D printed projects in hope of helping the Milwaukee community. After all, you never know who could use a hand. In Milwaukee, I'm Danielle Staub with Panthervision.
Professor Flood says he hopes to borrow the best attributes from all of the existing designs and create a whole new design called Shay's Hand. The design will be uploaded to the internet and will be available for free to anyone.
After the break, we go south of the border as Panthervision reporter Aaron Nordlow takes us back to Mexico in our second installment of Ruining the Ruins.
And I'll show you how UWM is working toward being a more inclusive campus for LGBT students. All that and more when we come back.
You ready again?
Let's go do this.
At MATC, we award lots of degrees, but not everyone makes it to our big ceremony.
Samantha, I own lamb.
Thanks to the hands-on training they receive from industry experts, many of our grads are already hard at work. But that's okay. They end up with something even more rewarding than a diploma.
At which one? Last week or tonight?
Career. MATC. Redefine smart.
Our fugitive has been on the run for 90 minutes. Average foot speed over uneven terrain, barring any injuries, is 4 miles per hour. What I need from each and every one of you is a full target search of every gas station, residence, warehouse, farmhouse, hen house, outhouse, and doghouse in that area. Your fugitive has just cashed in his 401k plan, and all he had to do was roll it over.
Learn about rollovers and protecting your financial future, and choose to save.
You can't mess with a big dog.
The surfaces are crumbling and the paint is fading.
And it's not just the effects of old age. Acid rain is eating away at cultural heritage. Last week, in our series Ruining the Ruins, Aaron Nordlow introduced us to a unique study abroad program examining the effects of acid rain on Mayan ruins in Mexico. Tonight, Aaron tells us that research isn't the only thing on the lesson plan.
Any given day, if I look more like a boy or more like a girl.
Micah was biologically born a female, but he identifies as a male and lives his life as a male. Because of this, gender-neutral restrooms help campus life be...
Behind to this wall, the archaeologists found the housing.
The course begins with 2 days of traditional classroom instructions and labs in Milwaukee, and then we travel to Mexico.
This unique program is the only one of its kind in the country.
Its purpose is to study the effect of acid rain on ancient ruins.
The archaeological sites, I've seen them on documentaries, magazines all my life, and I've always admired them. So to have the opportunity to actually come here and see them in person, it's been a blessing for me.
But for most of the students, the learning experience stretched far beyond academics.
It was just great being in a different place and seeing the different ways people live. I mean, even their houses are different here.
5 cities and 6 archaeological sites meant this group was constantly on the move. But they made sure to take advantage of the tropical weather.
My favorite part was being in the ocean. I'd never done that before. My first time being in salt water.
Hiking through the rainforest in Palenque and walking through like mudslides and waterfalls and little streams with clear water. It was gorgeous.
And coming from different majors didn't stop them from finding common ground.
Meeting amazing people, building new friendships, like networking with other students like in another country, just being in a whole new environment, it's inspired me.
Conducting research in a foreign country and being immersed in a completely different culture is what made this course life-changing.
Whole other worlds outside of the United States, like traveling just within the United States doesn't cover it.
In Mexico, I'm Erin Nordlow for Panthervision.
To find out how you can get involved with this program, visit uwm.edu/CIE.
A UWM alum is the new president and CEO of the Milwaukee Public Museum. Dennis Coyce is an honors graduate with a bachelor's degree in museum design. He worked at the UWM Art Museum before moving to other prestigious institutions, including the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. His first day will be May 1st.
A new UWM poll is showing support for raising the minimum wage. The Center for Urban Initiatives and Research polls state residents about economic issues every quarter. Their latest poll shows 77% of Wisconsin's registered voters support increasing the minimum wage. 57% favor increasing the minimum to $10.10 an hour. The current federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. The poll has a margin of error of about 5 percentage points.
Inclusive housing, gender-neutral bathrooms, and an LGBT center are some of the ways UWM supports inclusivity, but as I found out, some students still face challenges. A safe place where you can relax and be yourself.
Matt will remain silent.
Good call, dude. Good call.
UWM is a leader in LGBT campus issues, and students like Micah Truhan appreciate that.
I never really know on any given day if I look more like a boy or more like a girl.
Micah was biologically born a female, but he identifies as a male and lives his life as a male. Because of this, gender-neutral restrooms help campus life be a little less stressful.
It's just using the bathroom. It shouldn't be such a stressful thing, you know?
Micah wishes he knew that UWM offered inclusive housing. This would allow him to opt in to live with other LGBT individuals.
It turned out great, but I was really nervous. I was terrified that my roommate was going to be like really homophobic.
For now, he's going to keep on being him and hopes that people keep an open mind about LGBT issues on campus. In Milwaukee, I'm Lisa Aaron Brown for Panthervision. Last year, 6,000 students went to the LGBT Center. The center estimates that up to 15% of students identify as LGBT.
Scott Wise joins us with a look at our weather.
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
Hey, Scott.
It appears that the weather this week finally is changing for the better. If we would take a look at this week's headlines, the brutally cold temperatures finally seem to be behind us, as the weather will stay around 40 degrees, give or take a few temperature here or there. But however, it will be a very windy week according to projections. Right now, the current temperature is around 32 degrees with a dew point of around 7 and the pressure a little over 30 inches. It currently is partly cloudy Today will bring a high of around 32 with a low around 28. And we have 0% chance of rain. The wind, it is very windy outside today, so that will bring the temperature down a little bit. If we also were taking a look at the state lows, Rhinelander comes in at the lowest at 19 degrees, and La Crosse comes in at 29. Milwaukee and Madison come in at 28 degrees, just under La Crosse. The highs in the state, La Crosse has 39 with the highest, followed by Madison, and Milwaukee is around 32 degrees. So the forecast for tonight will be partly cloudy with temperatures with a low of 28. The winds will be coming from the southeast at 12 miles an hour, making it feel a little colder. If we take a look at tomorrow, however, we're all the way at 42 degrees, which means shorts in Wisconsin. The low is 40, but the 15-mile-an-hour wind will make it seem a little colder. For Wednesday, we have a high of 41 with a low of 34, with the winds at a staggering 24 miles an hour. We might have a little rain and snow showers mixed, but mostly rain with the temperatures that high. If we would take a look at our extended forecast, Thursday even gets warmer at 44 with a low of 37, Friday at 38 with a very light chance of snow. And Saturday and Sunday, we'll have temperatures of highs of 34 and lows of 23. So it finally appears that the weather is starting to turn for the better, and we're finally behind that brutally cold winter.
Well, thanks, Scott. I don't think I've ever been so excited to see it in the early 40s. MATC is trying to help those who do not have high school degrees. The MATC School of Pre-Education recently held an open house for adults interested in earning their high school diplomas. Andrew Suggett tells more in this week's MATC report.
U.S. Department of Education, roughly 15% of adults over the age of 25 do not have a high school diploma. The College of Pre-Education at Milwaukee Area Technical College is looking to lower that number.
It's an investment. Many students want to return to school. We have designed pathways for students, and part of that pathway we are offering to students that have come to the college to get into a college program but have not met the cut scores in order to be admitted.
According to the U.S. Department of Education, a person with a GED is 50% more likely to find work and will make, on average, over $10,000 a year more than someone without a GED.
I've been in construction for 30 years without a GED. When I got into construction, you could just walk up and get a job. In today's landscape, you need the GED. You can't compete without it.
But we have to look at college as an investment, because if you look at the stats, you definitely can see the difference with the earning potential with having a high school diploma versus a non-high school completer. There's a substantial difference between the earning potential.
GED testing isn't free, but the College of Pre-Education wants students to remember why it is they are coming back to school.
So that you're investing in you. So if you have to spend a little bit of money now, later on it's going to pay off. Any job that they get will be something that they'll be able to take care of themselves. So it's an investment in them.
If you're serious, this is really the place to come.
For the MATC Report, I'm Andrew Suggett.
Coming up, the dance card is complete. We'll tell you how the Panthers feel about their opponent at the big dance.
And we'll tell you why there's a diamond in the Klatsche Center. All that and more when Panthervision continues. Two again?
Yep. As we cut to sports app.
This is where powerful ideas lead to proven results. This is where you belong.
UWM men's basketball have their dancing shoes on.
And they're not the only UWM team to see success this season.
Kyle Zittel joins us for a look at what's next on the road to the Final Four.
Thanks, guys. The Panthers have just a few days to prepare for their big game. As we told you earlier in our newscast, the Panthers are a 15 seed in the East Regional. The coach and players say they are up for the challenge of playing Villanova.
We have the most confidence in the world right now. We can go out there and compete with anybody, and it's just going out there like another day, and it's just going out there with playing with heart.
No, we definitely going there with a chip on our shoulder. I mean, we fought a lot of adversity coming into the season, and we're gonna keep that same fight and determination through this tournament. This tournament, anything can happen, and you got to be the best team for 40 minutes. So we're gonna go out there and leave everything on the basketball court.
And how'd you feel about the game is scheduled for Thursday in Buffalo, New York. The game will be broadcasted on TBS. The Panthers made it to the big dance by winning the Horizon League championship. The win over Wright State in the championship game was extra sweet since UWM was picked to finish last in the Horizon League. In the locker room after the game, Coach Rob Jeter told the team he's proud of them.
What we've done, we've come together. We've come together, and that's all that we can ask for. First thing is figuring out how to play together. We've done that. We needed leadership, we did that. We got the respect back for the program, we did that. Yep. But we care about each other.
Kyle Kelm finished with 20 points, and Player of the Year Jordan Aaron had 18. The Panthers are not the only state team going to the big dance. The Badgers are seated second and will be playing American University in Milwaukee. Marquette lost in the Big East Conference Tournament. They did not receive a bid to the NCAA nor the NIT. UW Green Bay did make the NIT. They're a 4 seed playing Belmont in Green Bay. The men's basketball team is not the only team with a Horizon League championship. The men's track and field team has taken another indoor title. They have been indoor champions 10 in the past 11 years. UWM's Dexter Schleiss was named Horizon League Most Outstanding Performer for men's track, and Coach Pete Corfield was named Horizon League Men's Coach of the Year. The women's tennis team suffered a loss to Illinois State on Saturday. The team came up just short of winning the match by 2 points. Deanna Taukar and Alyssa Straub each won in singles, and Dana Shannon and Taukar won in doubles. The unforgiving winter weather has taken a toll on the baseball team. The Panthers are forced to practice indoors until the field is ready for the season. UWM Panthervision's John Holman has that story.
The Panthers haven't yet heated up.
but neither has their field. There's only one thing the team can count on for success, and it's not the weather.
Put your energy into the stride. Better.
Coach Doffick says the team hasn't practiced outside since last season.
Well, you can still really hit your fundamentals inside, from a physical standpoint. There's no problem doing that. It's just the game is different in here.
The team is currently 3-8. Doffick says practicing indoors has played a factor, but he also says it's no excuse.
And most of our guys, grew up in Wisconsin or Illinois or somewhere nearby, and they're used to preparing in the winter in cages and all that stuff. And from that standpoint, I think there is some familiarity. But again, like I said, you have to get used to the timing of the game outside a little bit.
But the team may have a hitting advantage from all the indoor batting practice, according to Mike Porcaro.
See ya.
When we do live batting practice, when we actually have a pitcher pitching at us, there's a white wall behind him. So it's kind of difficult to pick up a white baseball, but at the same time, it's kind of positive because when we get outside, it's easier to see the ball. So I guess that kind of plays to our advantage, but it makes it really hard in here.
Porcaro is the Panthers' second baseman. He says one thing practicing indoors doesn't affect is the team's chemistry.
You got your sister's tights on here? What's going on?
The Panthers will continue to have fun and work hard until their home opener. They can only hope that Wisconsin will warm up to its only Division I baseball team. In Milwaukee, I'm John Holman for Panthervision.
All right, so we got the baseball team wishing they need to heat up, and we got the basketball court heating up.
Yeah, I mean, Villanova's going to be a really tough test for the team, but, Jordan Aaron said it himself, anything can happen, and that's, why so many people get so crazy about March Madness.
That's right. If UWM can stay hot and not let the Villanova name kind of just rise over them, I think they might have a chance to stay in it and make it a tough game.
Yeah, well, we'll find out Thursday, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Normally, zipping a zipper takes mere seconds, but not at the Rube Goldberg machine contest.
Ann Matusi shows us how these students are taking such a simple task to the extremes.
Dictionary for adjectives. You'll find words like creative, innovative, complex, and Rube Goldberg. Yes, Rube Goldberg is actually an adjective. The core idea of this year's Rube Goldberg competition, Zip a Zipper, is inspiring students to get creative.
Well, this is my third year doing this. We have some people doing it for the first time, maybe the second time.
So what's different about the high school competitions held at Waukesha County Technical College?
It looks like the amount of girls is increasing. What was interesting is last year at Nationals, we had a couple teams with all girls.
Female engineers are breaking barriers and knocking down walls, thanks in part to this competition.
This stuff really gives students an opportunity to figure out if engineering is the right field for them. And especially for young girls, we don't have enough women engineers, so they get a chance to kind of do the engineering thing in a non-threatening environment and learn what it's all about and find out that there's a place for everybody.
And students are taking advantage of the engineering experiences being offered to them.
We have a class, it's called Advanced Topics in Physical Science. And I actually did kind of look into engineering just because I love the physical aspect of it.
She is one of many girls showing interest in STEM projects and hopefully the beginning of a new era in a male-dominated field.
I think part of it's the stigma that it's not a bad thing to be an engineer, that high-level math and high-level engineering is non-traditional occupation where it's good for both genders.
Both St. Catherine's in Racine and Pius in Milwaukee will advance to the national competition held at Waukesha County Technical College on April 5th. In Milwaukee for Panthervision, I'm Ann Matusi.
Thank you for tuning in for tonight's edition of Panthervision.
You can watch us on Time Warner Channel 14 and A&T UVerse Channel 99 at 5 o'clock on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Have a great week.